every once in a while, we like to shake it up. So we decided we're going to bring the worst Stallone impersonator possible in here to explain exactly what the Expendables 2 is about. So, Bad Sly, take it away.
Hey, this is Sly here, coming to tell you about my new movie Expendables 2 and what's that about. Well, I got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Jet Li. I even got Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? You know what I mean? That's pretty cool, right? Adrian couldn't make it. She's dead. Also got Chuck Norris, worst actor to ever work in action movies. Got him. That's pretty cool. And we all get together and kind of blow some shit up, rub some Bengay on each other pretty good. And what's the plot? Right, but there's really no plot to it. I mean, it's, I wrote it. You know what I'm saying? Basically, we're a group of guys that shoot people and go on. We're kind of like mercenaries. And Mr. Church, he kind of hired us from the last movie. You know what I mean? He's played by Bruce Willis. And we kind of burned him in the last movie. We crossed paths with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Things kind of go bad, and Van Damme, he takes it a little bit too far, pisses off my boys, and we get stuck on a revenge plot. And, Van Damme, he's looking for some plutonium and shit. And so things get crazy, and we go chase him down, you know what I mean? Get a big fight with Van Damme, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm Sylvester Stallone, but I know what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? So thanks for having me, and I hope you check out my new movie, Expendables 2, and back to you, Aaron and Brian.
What the hell was that?
Oh, Lord.
Justin doesn't even say anything.
No, he probably quit breathing.
That's actually good.
What?
I actually liked it. I'm about to start punching myself in the face. I actually liked it. I'm sorry.
Oh, I love Justin. This is staying in.
It's way better than your Matthew McConaughey. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, this is better.
Light years.
All right, well, first off, the story is completely straight out of the 80s. I mean, it's just revenge, plutonium, big arms, big explosions. That's it, literally. Check your brain at the door. Did you pretty much agree with that, Brian, or did you see it a little deeper than I did?
Well, I thought it was a very good exposition on the struggles. Yeah, whatever. It's Stallone basically says the whole plot in the preview. We hunt them, we find them, we kill them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole story. I did like how they kind of mixed up the crew this time. One guy dies, another one you see early, but he's gone the rest of the movie. And you kind of see more of some of this one than you did in the first one. So I thought it was story wise, there's not a whole lot there, but
there are a lot of fun moments. I think there's where the first movie he tried way too hard to write in a lot of seriousness to what should have just been a ridiculous plot, and he was trying to make the story resonant with also this ridiculous nostalgia plot. This time he's not trying that. I mean, he's trying this is an 80s action plot movie. This could have been any Stallone movie or Schwarzenegger movie from the 80s or 90s, really.
Right. Just pick your famous character and insert in script. Exactly.
But the crew, very much the story has done a lot of tightening this time. So where he was talking about the crew of the Expendables, Terry Crews and Randy Couture got a lot more screen time. Dolph Lundgren is given actually quite a few scenes where he's got a personality, not just bad sadness. He seems like a real character this time, not just, a villain who's saved at the end kind of thing. So I thought there was a lot of little touches to the story that weren't in the first one that really brought it up a little bit, but it's still just a man on a mission flick.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You mentioned Dolph, and it for me, him and Chuck Norris both basically kind of stole the movie for me. Mm-hmm. I liked what they taught. Dolph Lundgren's character, his backstory, which, if you don't know, is actually very similar to his personal backstory.
Yes. Yeah, that he went to MIT and whatnot.
Right.
Now, what did you think about the acting? I mean, you've got some of probably the greatest thespians of all time are in one collective source.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. As far as, Jean-Claude Van Damme as the bad guy really didn't sell me too much as being a baddie. He did have some nice, kicks, so that was pretty cool. But really, I just never felt like he was this big bad villain. The rest of the guys, the rest of the guys were just the rest of the guys. So I really wasn't. I didn't expect much from him.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there because I think you're out of your damn mind. Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris, Lundgren, seriously, and these guys aren't known for acting. They're not. Chuck Norris, I personally think, is the worst actor to ever work in action movies. He got more famous because of the Chuck Norris joke thing, but he's not a good actor. He's fine. He's actually pretty funny in this movie, even though his acting is not great. But Jean-Claude Van Damme, I thought was awesome. I thought he was a great villain. I thought he's exactly...
Stuff.
What's that?
I've heard a lot of good stuff about Jean-Claude in this.
Yeah, I don't know what... I mean, except for the fact that when he takes his sunglasses off, he looks about 30 years older than he does with them on, which is kind of odd.
I just didn't... I'm just saying. I just didn't buy it.
Dude, his name was Villain. Hello?
I know. And that didn't help matters.
I think there's been a string of really good villains lately, and I think Jean-Claude surprised me the most. I mean, I just thought he was really good. I was impressed. So Brian is out of his damn mind.
Does Chuck Norris do any
just because I disagree with you, I'm the one that's out of my damn mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, another actor of note before we move on, Jason Statham. I don't know why he can't be this fun and charming in all of his other movies. Like Jason Statham 12 and 15 and 16, the other movies he makes. He's always so serious and very much comes across, just stoic. These movies, for whatever reason, he is Handsome Rob. He's fun. He's charming. And the best choreographer, the best action guy at choreography that is working today.
He's pretty much the youngest one.
No, well, I don't mean just in this movie. I mean, in guys working in action movies, I think he is fantastic with choreography. There's a scene in this movie where he's basically, he's playing a role in a church and he takes on a bunch of guys in a church. And his choreography in this is just damn near like a dance move. I mean, he's that good. I would put him right next to Jet Li in this movie. I mean, he's that good. And he's also, when he has his scenes, he's funny. He can be charming. He just doesn't seem like the same guy he is in all of his own movies. And I don't know why that is. Whenever he's a supporting player, he's so much more entertaining to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But what'd you think about the production?
It's one of those movies you have to just suspend all belief in these movies. There's a couple of scenes that were fun, that were entertaining, but you just got to kind of roll your eyes like, really? So of course it's got the crazy mad stunts and the situations, airplanes through a tunnel. Yeah, all right. But as far as the one thing that I guess the one little thing that did kind of bug me was it was filmed digitally. And it's pretty obvious that it was filmed digitally. It just was very grainy, very gritty looking, and it was just really kind of distracting. It really kind of, quote unquote, pulled me out of the movie there a couple of times. But I don't know
which part was distracting. What pulled you out?
The way that it was filmed, it was really grainy.
I actually, now that you mention it, I kind of thought it was just my theater. Honestly, right. I didn't think it was. I thought it was kind of my theater because it does have, especially in certain scenes like where they're in the mine and at the very beginning, that whole beginning section, which actually was pretty kick-ass. That 20-minute opening scene was fantastic. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of. I just thought it was some kind of weird filter with the projector or something. I didn't really give it much thought. If that's the case, then it's definitely part of the movie, and it does look kind of odd.
Yeah, some scenes are. I guess it was. Yeah, I guess what made it really kind of stand out was some scenes are fairly clear. Mm-hmm. But then others are just. It looks like you're looking through a fog or some sort of dust cloud or something. I don't know. It was. Some digital films are fairly gritty or grainy, and I'm okay with that. But I guess because it did kind of seem to flip back and forth. Sometimes it was more clear than others. It was just kind of like it just reminded me every 15, 20 minutes or whatever it was that, oh yeah, hey, there's that grit stuff. So,
well, I thought in this movie, everything was bigger, badder, cooler than the first movie. And I really liked the first one. I mean, everybody that knows me knows I'm a fan of the first one. Really liked it for what it was trying to do. But unfortunately, it didn't accomplish a lot of what it was trying to do. It just kind of aimed and missed a little bit. But this film, I thought really took advantage of what it was trying to do, the 80s genre, the 90s genre of all those older action movies where it was just basically big guys go into a room and blow shit up. And that's all you need. And that's what this movie is. I mean, shit that shouldn't blow up blows up. Like wheelbarrows, I'm pretty sure blow up in this movie. Farm animals, whatever you come across. Everything explodes.
Old rocks and stuff that have been making, that have been used in walls and sides of buildings all of a sudden explode.
Exactly. And letting Simon West take over for Stallone in the directing chair was exactly the right move. It really was. Because I think it freed Stallone up so he could, be a little looser with the character. And also, I mean, not that he's doing any deep acting or anything, but he has more fun with it. And also you can just tell in the direction that it's a lot tighter than the first one was. So,
Can I ask you guys a question?
You can ask us as many as you want.
All right, because I just watched the first one about a week or two ago, and I enjoyed it, but I wasn't as blown away as you were. And from the way you're describing Expendables 2, it sounds like what I wanted from the original. Are you? Is that?
I would absolutely say that. I think this movie does what the original was trying to do.
Okay.
My opinion. My opinion.
What about you, Ryan? You agree?
I think it took the best parts of the first one and amplified it.
There you go. That's another good way to say it.
Cool.
What's your verdict overall?
I'm giving it a strong 9. Woo-hoo. And quite possibly my third favorite movie of the year. It was just a very fun, check your brain at the door. Don't expect anything deep. Don't expect good acting. Just expect a lot of ass kicking, shit blowing up, things flying, things shooting. A lot of tongue-in-cheek and maybe even not so tongue-in-cheek jokes. It just, there's, again, to me, Chuck Norris and Dolph Lundgren stole it. His little interaction with Jet Li?
Mm-hmm.
I thought was great. So I just thought it was overall just a very, very fun movie, and the kind of movie that you go to the theater to see because it is one of those fun rides.
I want to preface that I really like the original film, so take that for what it is. There's a lot of flaws in that original film. There's a lot of things where I think Stallone was trying to do and got wrong, honestly. And also, he didn't have nearly as many icons. I mean, this movie has more icons than the last one did, and the last one had plenty. Mm-hmm. Which you would think, because you would think going to see the movie that, well, that just means that half of them aren't going to have anything to do. Not the case. They all seem to have like their own moment, which I'm amazed that they managed to work all that in. Chuck Norris has his moment, Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, all these guys, Terry Crews, Randy Couture, Jet Li, all of them have their moments. Some of them have even more than a couple. I think that there's a lot of big explosions, badass fighting, all the action icons you can want in one movie doing exactly what they were born to do, which is beat someone's ass.
Off. And also, I disagree with Brian completely. I think Jean-Claude Van Damme owned. I mean, he's not in the movie a lot, but when he's in there, I felt like finally we got a villain. I mean, and I've always liked Jean-Claude Van Damme, so maybe I'm biased. He's got a presence, and I don't think he gets to utilize it much because he's such a bad choice when it comes to picking roles. He just picks horribly. But he's actually, I think, a solid actor. If you ever saw JCVD, you'd know that he has talent. Mm-hmm. And I think he's really good in this. And it's nice to see him back. I hope he does something with it. I don't think he'll ever be an action hero again, but he can play a bunch of villains. So I want to preface this as saying my score is solely based on fun. The movie is dumb. It is not smart. It is not deep. It's extremely predictable. I can tell you the ending of the movie 2 minutes into starting. The acting is exactly what you would expect. Chuck Norris is awful but funny. But it was the most fun I've had in the theater since the first weekend of May. Honest to God. So if $10 is the full price of admission, I give it 9. Nice.
Wow. All right.
2 9s for a dumbass man blowing shit up movie.
That's what I love about this podcast, though, man. We're not here. We're reviewing movies that are fun to see.